Alright guys, here's the situation. The company is going down. That's right, if we don't turn the company around, you guys are gonna lose your jobs. But I got some good news. The good news is that I've embezzled a lot of money from the company, so regardless of what happens to you guys, I'm gonna be fine. So don't worry about me. Now, let's start a discussion to see if we could turn this company around.
As you know, I come from Soviet Russia. In Soviet Russia, we use potato. Potato has guided Soviet Russia to prosperity for many years. I say we enter potato industry.
Okay, so I've been doing some number crunching, and I found that most of our clientele are polar bears. So I think that this is a niche market that we should really pursue. Alright, gentlemen, so I have a really amazing plan, I think. I really think we should go with lemurs. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, gentlemen. The polar bear is actually our best market.
Because I trust potato because when grandfather tell me when I was 5 years old, grandfather tell me, hush child, Vladimir, you listen. Vladimir, potato is like great person. Potato come from tree, potato come from ground. This is things, and when you get job, you understand, and that is why you ride bike. And bike is difficult, so you make risk.
It's great what you say with Soviet Russia now. I think it's really great. To be honest, I don't really understand your accent. It's quite fake. But regardless, I just think that you're focusing too much on potatoes. I get where you come from, but I think we really need to focus on the lemurs. Lemurs might jump, but they can't swim. Lemurs might dance, but they don't have fur.
I have no idea what's going on, but I find it fascinating.
Potato industry always very strong. It is also important to note, potato come from the ground. Since potato come from ground, it is very not compromising position that potato is best option.
Potatoes do grow from the ground.
It's just also, let's talk about character. So you have the lemur, right? And the lemur is just such a docile creature. It's really a pleasure to do business with. If polar bear's mad at you, it's going to bite your bloody hand off. It's just, why do business with someone who's so grumpy all the time?
Lemurs are a species of monkey.
Listen, lemurs might be monkeys, but, polar bears are bears.
Polar bears are bears.
Just hold on a second. I don't think you're really giving the lemur a really fair chance here. Let's look at it, okay? Lemurs, tree, jump from tree to tree. Really amazing talent. Really phenomenal. And on top of that, you can just do anything with them. They're man's best friend. It's a lemur. It's a freaking lemur. You gotta go with the lemur.
Listen, you can play with monkey all you want, but you will never make company go around unless you use potato. Invest in the potato.
Look, there is a very clear economic trend. You have polar bear stock just going through the roof. You have lemur stock just in a frenzy and up and down, unpredictable. You have the potato stock just staying where it is. If we're gonna get the biggest profit return, we have to go with the polar bear. And then there are so many more benefits. You make friends with the polar bear, you make friends with bears everywhere.
I cannot support polar bear. Polar bear killed my grandfather in Soviet Russia. We should be having war with polar bear. We should not be saving polar bear.
Golly, I am so sorry about what happened to your uncle. My word, I just think that the truth is it's rather unrelated, and,
How dare you? It's not just my grandfather. They killed also many Soviet Russians. Polar bear is menace to society.
So what I'm imaging, right, is that I just picture how amazing it would be if you go, right, and you go get your fish and chips, and who's serving it to you? None other than a lemur. But quite frankly, the lemurs smell, and it's quite a hassle.
That's a valid point.
This is true.
And you know what? It's not true because lemurs don't always smell. So if you're thinking about my favorite lemur, Jerry, it's only because he probably didn't bathe that day. It's not his fault. He's really not really that smelly usually. Lemurs are very clean. They groom each other. I mean, for heaven's sake, they're cleaner than people. I mean, if you're not gonna go with the polar bear, you better beware of many different obstacles. I mean, you can't move the potato, and the lemurs are just chaotic.
Yes, but if you have choice between potato and polar bear, potato is more important because potato is Soviet Russia heritage. Polar bear is nobody's heritage.
You know, it's just that the potato's never been there for us. Who was there for us when the going was tough? It was the polar bear. And you know, I feel there's no going back now. They've been loyal allies. The lemurs left us to die. I mean, they flew when the going got tough. The polar bear didn't, and there's nothing you can really say about that. You know, I don't know what you're bloody talking about. Lemurs, they've always been there for us. And if you're talking about the time in Peru when, you know, there were some lemurs who just didn't wanna go along with our little plot we had. It was only because you brought along some bloody polar bears and it messed the whole bloody thing up. So you know what? Can't blame lemurs. I think we should blame polar bears because lemurs are actually really trustworthy creatures.
Soviet Russians still wounded by the pride inflicted by the polar bear. It is not happy situation.
Alright guys, I just want to thank you for coming out here today, and I'm gonna take into consideration all of the ideas that you guys have brought to the table today. And we'll see how the changes work out for the company. I'll let you guys know in a month. Alright guys, here's the deal. So, we have the results. I didn't really listen to any of your ideas, and the company's bankrupt. So, yeah, that means we're gonna have to let all you guys go. And remember, the good news is that I've embezzled a lot of money, so I'm gonna be fine. I'm still pretty freaking rich. But, yeah, since you guys are no longer company employees, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to leave right away. And good luck with the rest of your lives, now that you're jobless.